This one's for people who've never played Diablo IV. If you're standing in front of the Steam page, wondering whether this is the next game you should buy, this is the only video you need before you decide. I'll say this up front. If I was new, I wouldn't start Diablo IV in 2026. That's just me, and I'll go into that as well. But there are enough good reasons to start it right now that I want to walk you through them honestly, and you can decide. So, should you buy it? You should buy this if you want the most polished, cinematic action RPG on the market. The cinematics are Blizzard at full budget. Every region in Sanctuary has its own look, its own music, its own feel. The writing in the latest expansion, Lord of Hatred, is the best the series has ever had. And on controller, it just works. Every button is where you'd want it, the menus navigate cleanly, the skill wheel does what you'd expect. There's also a lot more game here than there was a couple of years ago. The base game gives you 25 to 35 hours of campaign, 5 classes, and a full open world. Vessel of Hatred added another 10 hours of story and the Spiritborn class. Lord of Hatred just dropped in April with a new campaign on top of that, plus Paladin and Warlock. So, if you stack all three, you're looking at 60 to 70 hours of story for the price of one AAA game. That's not nothing. About the expansions, you don't need them to start. The base game has 5 classes already, and the original campaign stands on its own. But if you specifically want to play a Paladin or a Warlock, those are locked behind Lord of Hatred. Spiritborn is locked behind Vessel of Hatred. So the path I'd suggest is grab the base game on sale, see if the game even clicks for you, and if you want to keep going, then upgrade to Lord of Hatred. That one purchase gives you Vessel of Hatred for free as well. Don't pay $70 on day one for content you might never reach, and the classes are cool, but not a must to have from the start. One quick thing before the rest. If this video helps, a like genuinely helps the channel. Back to it. Now here's where I have to be honest with you. The reason I personally wouldn't start this in 2026 is something you need to hear before you spend the money. I like starting at the beginning. I don't want to skip the campaign. I don't want to be told the real game starts at level 60. I want to feel a game build from the first hour, and in my experience, that's not what this game gives you. Even on hard, I barely had to think for the first 20 hours. I didn't die. I wasn't reading my skill tree. The story carried me through, but the gameplay underneath felt like a long warm-up. The actual difficulty, the part where your build matters and you can fail, lives in the endgame, behind a level cap you can't touch until the story is over. If that sounds fine to you, then this isn't a problem. If you wanted the journey to mean something the whole way, that's where this game lost me. The other elephant in the room is Path of Exile 2. If you're choosing an ARPG to start with in 2026, that's the comparison you're making, whether you know it or not. Path of Exile 2 is harder, deeper, more punishing, and the build crafting is in a different league. Diablo is the polished cinematic one. PoE 2 is the one you can sink 1,000 hours into theory crafting. Different games for different players. If you already know you love spreadsheets and crafting trees, Diablo is going to feel shallow to you. A couple of practical things to know before you buy. The game is always online. There's no offline mode, and there's no couch co-op on PC. If you wanted to play on a flight or share a couch with someone, this isn't the one. But if you want a cinematic story, a world worth being inside, and a smooth entry into ARPGs on controller, buy the base game on sale, start on hard, and play the campaign. That's the pitch. If you're new to the channel and you're picking up action games right now, I just put out a Should You Buy on Conan Exiles for new players. Same format, same honesty. Links on screen. I'll see you in the next one.